Hello. So a couple of y'all have sent me this video, and I thought I would just share it with y'all, with the rest of y'all, and give my thoughts on the images that are portrayed for whatever they're worth. That is, for whatever my thoughts are worth. Okay. So going on right now in Birmingham, UK, is something called the Commonwealth Games. I did not know about it until I think yesterday. I didn't know this was happening, but it's something, it's an athletic event or an athletic competition, kind of like the Olympics on a smaller scale, I suppose. But still, lots of countries come, and I guess all the countries in the Commonwealth, that's what I would gather, are the ones who participate in this this event. And this year, it's being held in Birmingham, England. So my old favorite band, Duran Duran, the Birmingham derived Duran Duran. Not all members were from Birmingham, but that was where they started up as a band. They apparently played a part in the opening ceremonies, but then this happened. At some point, you had this enormous bull, this mechanical bull, this scary-looking mechanical bull, demonic-looking with red horns. People have said this is a representation of Baal, from the demonic god in the Old Testament, the god of human sacrifice and whatnot. But there is an official explanation that I'm going to talk about in a minute. Yay! Everybody's clapping right now for some reason, just because they don't know what else to do. All right, this is footage that was caught just by somebody who was there, so I'm sharing this because it's more. I think it's better than having to hear from these blowhard announcers. All right, so the bull bellows and steam comes out of its nose, and then we see this virtuously diverse person come up with some magic amulet of some kind and says to the bull, "We mean you no harm," or something. And all these dancers are in multicolored clothes are finding their way into place. These 19th century women who are supposed to this is supposed to represent the Industrial Revolution, according to the official story. Let me just stop it and say it so that I can explain a little bit more about just to give the official story its due. What they say is, okay, the bull is supposedly the animal who is the representation of Birmingham. It's there. It's the just like the bald eagle is the American bird. So the bull is the creature that represents Birmingham. Why? I'm not sure. But this whole skit, I don't know, routine, whatever the hell it is. This whole show is supposed to be some kind of representation of the Industrial Revolution and how it was bad at first, and then we tamed the bull and got it to work for us instead of it was dragging these women who are dressed in 19th century garb. It was dragging them along by chains, and then and now it's turning good because this black lady is walking up to it with a magic amulet. It's just so stupid. So now the bull says, I see, and its eyes are not red anymore. Now they're white, and so is it Is this creature Baal from the Bible is it the as above so below creature of Crowleyan fame? Is it Moloch, or is it just meant to represent the Industrial Revolution? Stop being such a paranoid freak, even though this is all so weird. It's all so undeniably weird. All right, so now the bull walks peacefully along with the virtuously diverse lady walking in front of it. And let's clap again. Cue the rock music, and now we're all gonna dance. We're gonna dance around and it's time to party and do the Irish river dance and whatever the hell all this is. Thank you, bull. All right, so anyway, oh man. So what do I have to say about this? I'm not going to offer my own speculative take on what it all represents, because I honestly don't know. I don't claim to know. Is it weird? Yes. Is it creepy? Very much so. It certainly is not. It certainly, doesn't speak for itself. Okay, and there are certainly some definitely sinister and borderline demonic overtones to it as far as the imagery goes, as far as just bringing out this 30-foot mechanical bull with red eyes, steaming from the nose. Again, the bull, representation of a couple of rather nasty pagan gods, demonic gods, one might even say. So are the crazy Alex Jonesian types like me, and others out there who look at this and think this is really creepy and strange, and what the hell is going on? Why is this the opening ceremony for the Commonwealth Games of 2022? Why do this? Are we correct to feel the way that we do, or are we just totally missing the boat and being complete retards, like those who say no, those who would proclaim the official story of what this is all supposed to mean? And if you go back and watch the BBC coverage of these opening ceremonies, I didn't show the BBC coverage because they're all talking, and it would just be too much them talking and me talking, and there would just be too much cacophony. But I encourage you to go back and watch that, and I'll try to find a link to it. You see that all the people in the booth, they all have their scripts they're reading from. They're telling us what's going on, what it all means, and how we should interpret all of it. Now, okay, well and good, I guess, up to a point. But the thing is, in fact, I know, I was going to say I think, but I know that, opening ceremonies of major athletic events like this, or the Olympics, and halftime shows of the Super Bowl and other sorts of occasions, I know that there was a time not long ago when you didn't see this kind of imagery and these kinds of weird and unsettling routines being played out, sketches, or plays, or whatever they are, whatever we want to call them. you know, I don't know. I attended the 1984 Olympics with my parents. We drove across the country to L.A. It was, sort of like a redoing of the movie Vacation with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. Um, Except those were my parents were not quite as zany as they were, and it wasn't quite as uh, uh, filled with comic foibles. But it was a long, long trip across the country, and we saw the Olympics. We saw track and field events. We saw a soccer game. It was fun. Um, and I remember the opening ceremonies, and there was nothing like that in 1984. And I would even say, like they talk about the Grammys and the Oscars, and like these dance routines that they do, where Madonna or Britney Spears gets up or one of them is dressed like Osiris, one of them is Horus, one of them is holding a 10-foot python, all this, and there's or Katy Perry riding a bull again, another riding the bull in that Super Bowl. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago, maybe. Um, all this stuff like this was not part of what was going on. 30 years ago, even 20 years ago, they weren't doing stuff like this. What made them start to decide to do these elaborate routines, and not just elaborate, but weird. Just using this kind of imagery and using these props and these costumes and these I don't know, what do you call the bull? I guess it's a giant prop. Um, you know, I don't know how much money they spent on that contraption, but probably a lot. They spent a hell of a lot. I mean, I'm just remembering the opening ceremonies mostly being everybody, all the countries just walking around the the stadium on the track and waving and maybe there was some other stuff that went on before that, but I just don't remember it. So it's been a very recent phenomenon, and there's these weird, unsettling, esoteric, seemingly demonic displays. It's been a much more recent phenomenon, and I don't I am not somebody who breaks them all down and tells you what they all mean, because I don't know, and I wouldn't claim to know. Um, you know, like they do on a site like Vigilant Citizen and other places like that. I don't know what it all means, um, but I do know that this is not something. This is a relatively new phenomenon, and I do know that it's we if you feel unsettled by it, you're not some kind of rube, or some kind of ignoramus, the way they try to make you feel, the way they try to gaslight you. I don't like that term, gaslight. It's sort of the term of the last 3 or 4 years that everybody uses all the time. But in this case, to describe, when they when you're properly when you have an emotion that is a proper emotion, and they try to make you feel guilty or stupid for feeling that way. You are not wrong for feeling that way about this. If what you just saw unsettled you, you're quite sane to feel unsettled by it. Um, so what does it all mean? I don't know. The by far the weirdest and most disturbing display like this is the Gothard Tunnel ceremony, which I'll try to find. I don't know if that's on YouTube, or if I have to go to the wilds of BitChute, uh, or other alt tech places to find it, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Just so weird and so crazy and so unsettling. Um, so, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Tell me what you think of these opening ceremonies to the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, UK. Thanks for watching.